Good morning, everyone. Hello. Hi. How are ya? This is my microwave. Hold on. Good morning and good welcome to here with me today. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I have been putting off. We're going to talk about the modes. And this is going to be one of many videos about the mode just because I want to break everything up into little bite-sized pieces, okay? So, this is one of the bite-sized pieces that I'm presenting to you today. So today we're going to talk about the chords that make up these modes, okay? And how to play a chord progression in different modes and why those chords are the way that they are. So to explain all of this, if I may, I would like to start at the end and then we will work our way to the beginning. So in essence, each mode has a set of diatonic chords in the same way that a major key has a set of diatonic chords. And these are the chord types that are associated to each degree of the scale. Maybe you've heard of it. You know, major, major, minor, no, it's not even it. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, right? So if we look at the C major key, for example, the one chord, which is built on the C note, would be a C major, the 2 would be a D minor, the 3 would be E minor, the 4 would be F major, 5 would be G major, 6 would be A minor, and 7 would be B diminished. And just like that, each mode has its own set of diatonic chords also. So together, let's go over the set of diatonic chords in the Dorian mode, which is the second mode of the major scale. And we will see by the end of this why it's considered the second mode of the major scale. So let's do this in C Dorian. So the one chord built off of the C note is going to be C minor, the 2 is going to be D minor, the 3 is going to be E flat major, the 4 is going to be F major, the 5 is going to be G minor, the 6 is going to be A diminished, and the 7 is going to be B flat major. And so now you might have caught something, okay? Why is the E and the B flattened in C Dorian? And honestly, it's a very good question. It's a very good question, and I'm going to ignore that you asked that. That's going to be a lesson for another time, okay? These are bite-sized pieces, okay? Bite-sized pieces. But in essence, the scale formula of the Dorian mode calls for a flat third and flat seventh. So we flat the third and the seventh, which is E and B, okay? So that's just simple explanation, and that's what we're going to go with today. And so now all this, okay, I know it might seem like nonsense right now, but I want you to notice something. I want to focus your attention on the order of the chord qualities, okay? So the major, minor, and diminished qualities, not the degrees, right? We're not talking about the first, second, third. We're not talking about the notes. Exclusively just the chord qualities. If we notice in C Dorian, the order of the chord quality lines up with the order of the chord qualities in C major starting from the second chord, right? The second chord in C major is a minor chord, and the first chord in C Dorian is also a minor chord. The 3 chord in C major is a minor chord, and the 2 chord in C Dorian is also a minor chord, and so on and so forth, right? Until it loops back up to the 1 chord in C major, which is a major chord, and so is that 7th chord in C Dorian, right? And so this is why Dorian is the second mode of the major scale, because we are just pushing back all the chord qualities, right? We're rotating the chord qualities so that the number 2 chord quality in the major scale now becomes the number 1 chord quality in Dorian mode. Does that make sense? So instead of thinking as the modes as the major scale starting on different degrees, think of it as a conveyor belt, okay? The chord qualities come to be in each mode by rotating the chords of the major scale so that the order changes. And the next one in line becomes the 1 chord. Does that make sense? So you can also think of it as like those 2000s eraser pens. You know, the ones where you have to push the eraser, and then you could take the one at the top and you put it at the bottom, and then the next one in line comes the first one, and then you push up again, and then you do, and then you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. That's a good one. That's a good one. And so now, why do we do this? Why is this even a thing? Well, it is the rotating of chord qualities within the scale that gives you a different kind of sound. When we change the chord quality, it changes the feel of the progression. So let's play progression together, okay? Just so we could hear exactly what the difference is, okay? So let's play a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression in the key of C major, okay? So those chords are gonna be C major, A minor, F major, and G major. Let me play those for you. Kind of messed up on that one, but whatever. Now we'll play that same 1, 6, 4, 5. Whoa. Next we'll play that same 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression, but instead in the key of C Dorian. So those chords are going to be C minor, A diminished, F major, and G minor. See how it sounds weird? That's because we changed the order of the chord qualities. So now let's go over the diatonic chords of a different mode. Let's try the Phrygian mode, the third mode of the major scale. So that means we're gonna push up the major scale chord qualities so that the chord quality of the 3 chord is now the chord quality of the 1 chord in Phrygian, you know? And so the Phrygian scale calls for a flattened 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th. So we're gonna flatten the 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Yeah. So the 1 chord would be C minor, the 2 chord would be D flat major, the 3 chord would be E flat major, the 4 chord is F minor, the 5 chord is G diminished, 6 is A flat major, and 7 is B flat minor. And so again, we see that the order of the chord quality in Phrygian mode matches the order of the chord qualities in major, the major key, starting from that 3rd chord. And so now let's play a 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression in the key of C Phrygian. And so you see how changing the chord qualities around, changing the order, makes the chord progression sound different depending on each mode you're in. And so the same works for all the other modes, you know? They all have their own diatonic chords, and the reason that they are the way that they are is because we are giving a chance for every chord quality in the major scale to now become the 1. You understand? And then it's in order from the new 1 chord quality, okay? So that's all. And if you want to study all those diatonic chords in every mode, just go to meganchurchmusic.com and get yourself the 70s Done Guitar Study ebook. It's a chord and scale study book, and it has all the diatonic chords in each mode and all the scales of each mode and all that stuff. So it's easy to study from. And so I hope that was okay. I hope that was a good video. I feel like it wasn't. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I think it was trash. I'm gonna be honest, I think it was trash. So let me know if that was helpful. I'm just heating my hand up. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions, and then I will approach the next videos accordingly, okay? So that's all. Guys, first of all, aliens are coming. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying that it's not because I made them cookies on a video on YouTube, but I'm not saying it. I don't think they'd be mean. Did you ask? I don't think they'd be mean. I feel like they think we're charming. I do. I just want aliens to come here so that I could show them all my knickknacks. What would you say to an alien? Well, I don't think you would have to say anything because they would probably read your mind. What would you think to an alien? I'd probably say like, love what you do with your hair. Well, I guess welcome to here is pretty straightforward. I'm prepared for the aliens, not for nothing, but I think I should be the front runner, face of humanity, greeter of the aliens. That's what I think. Truly, I think that. I think it. We should have a pool party for the aliens. You know, I think they'd like SpongeBob. They probably like SpongeBob. I think they probably like SpongeBob. So that's all, everyone. Okay? That's it. We're gonna go now. I'm gonna go. I'm going to do something. I don't know, something. And you're probably gonna do something. And before you go, you should probably subscribe, because here's why. Here's my argument. At 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to solve a Rubik's Cube on camera for the world to see, given that aliens don't abduct me first. So you should probably subscribe. That's my point. So that's all, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. And I will see you soon. Toodles.